Welcome on in, everybody. Today we're giving my review for Jurassic World Rebirth. Jurassic World Rebirth, starring Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, and some other characters, is the next installment in the Jurassic Park Jurassic World franchise. And to start things off, folks, it comes with a heavy heart that I say it is time. This franchise must, not shouldn't, must go extinct. Now, I had gotten excited for this film. The trailers to this movie were very well done. I thought they were bringing back the horror aspect of Jurassic Park, which is where these movies thrive. Being attacked by dinosaurs, pretty terrifying. Trailer did a good job of showing that. This D-Rex that they were showing looked pretty cool. However, this film is not that. We are lied to in this film. And I should have known what we were getting into after watching Jurassic World Dominion and wanting to wish I had the time stone, go back in time and tell myself, do not watch that movie. Because let's be honest, the last few Jurassic movies haven't been good. The first Jurassic World was awesome. After that, once we got to the Indoraptor and everything, it all just felt the same. The magic has been gone for a long time with these movies. It's time to stop. Be warned, we are going to get into spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, I advise you don't go and see it. Wait till it comes out on streaming. But we'll get into plot details, so here we go. So, starting off with the plot, very basic premise. Pretty similar to other plot lines. In this movie, some bad guy is looking to profit off dinosaurs and make money, except we're going a little bit different. We're using dino heart and like dino DNA and blood from their heart to help cure heart disease because so many people in the world die from heart disease. Okay, whatever. We first start off with the dumbest scene possibly in any of the Jurassic movies ever. This scene, right away, let me know what we were getting in for in this movie. Now, we go back sometime to this island where, InGen and everybody are working on these mutation hybrid style dinos because, again, in the plot line, they keep stating people are getting bored just seeing the normal dinosaurs. We got to make them more scary, more teeth, more terrifying to attract new people to come to the parks. So we have a multi-billion-dollar facility going on as they're researching, they're splicing DNA, making these mutations. You see a cool raptor hybrid where its claws twitching in a cage or like a tank of liquid for them to study. And this is where the D-Rex is being housed, folks. Yes, this is where everything with the D-Rex happens on this island. And then we get the dumbest scene possible of how this thing breaks free and how the island comes overrun with dinos. I wish I was making this up. This is how it happens. This guy who goes and works with his partner to get information on the D-Rex, study it, do whatever they need to do for scientific methods, is eating a Snickers wrapper. And the door they're going in, like the airlock door, to make sure, everything's good. They're not bringing any bacteria or whatever into this dinosaur. Make sure they're secure and safe to go work. He drops his Snickers wrapper. The Snicker wrapper gets sucked up in the door into like the ventilation. Completely shuts down the whole facility and screws everything up. A damn candy wrapper is our main villain in a movie about dinosaurs. Perfect marketing for Snickers, I guess, because, you're not you when you're hungry, and the D-Rex gets real hungry and pissed and starts eating people because a Snickers wrapper gets sucked up and completely wipes out this billion-dollar facility system. Get that through your head. A candy wrapper. Not even a king-size one, just the normal one you get from a vending machine. So yes, you are prepared to see dumb decisions throughout the whole film. Lots of stupidity in this film. And the word stupid and dumb is going to be very prevalent in this video, so we might just go ahead and add a counter to this to see how many times I actually say it. Now we move on. After this stupid scene of the D-Rex getting out, causing havoc, shutting this place down, we go to our present day where it takes place after Jurassic World Dominion, and then we get a plot point that completely like wipes out what this trilogy has been trying to bring forward, like dinosaurs in today's world. They come out and say dinosaurs are dying because they can't handle the climate that is the present day, America, where we and the world. They have to be closer to the equator. So you mean to tell me for all these years in this Jurassic timeline, doctors, scientists, and everybody couldn't come to that conclusion that maybe the world that we live in today isn't going to be harmful to the dinosaurs that lived millions of years ago? Now all of a sudden it's just there, and they only did that to make this plot point so we can go and go to these islands to go find these dinosaurs that we get to later on. The villain guy who's working with Big Pharma to want to make, billions off this research to help create a cure, meets Scarlett Johansson in a very dumb way. He's in traffic in New York. New York's always got traffic. And one of the big long-necked dinosaurs is blocking traffic because it's dying. And it's blocking traffic. So Scarlett Johansson gets in this dude's car without him noticing. She's supposed to be spec ops and do all these like crazy missions. And this is how they meet. And I have to say, Scarlett Johansson, I like as an actress. Think she does a really good job. In this movie, does not do a great job. I don't like her character in this movie. At first, she's against going to this island because of dinosaurs. She doesn't want to die. And there's this big plot point with her that she just lost somebody during a previous mission. And it's taking a heavy toll on her because she's a leader. And, you want to bring all your soldiers back from these missions. Dude mentions how many zeros are going to be in this paycheck for this mission. Just like that, Scarlett Johansson is on board. Not only is she on board, when they go to meet this fella right over here beside ScarJo, he works at a museum. They try to bring him along because of his expertise. You've seen this plot point before throughout these films. She is the one trying to convince him to go. Now, after literally a couple minutes ago, she was against it. Now she's all gung-ho. Let's go get some dino DNA because you know what? This check is going to help me retire for years. And then, on top of it, our little museum curator fellow is talking about they're trying to bring to his emotional needs. Like, you want to see these natural animals in their natural habitat. You've never seen them before. This dude works in a museum. He's been studying dinosaurs. Dinosaurs have been around for I don't know how long. If you want to go see a dino, go right down the street. Go look at the dino block of traffic before it passes away, dude. There's zoos that they can go to. It's just a stupid plot point. Like, they're talking about he's not seeing them. Like, dude, he's been seeing them for a while. And then, like, the whole plot of this, it almost feels like if you've ever played that game, Shadow of the Colossus, what they need to do is get DNA from 3 of the biggest boss dinosaurs on this island. And it needs to be 1 from the water, 1 from the air, 1 on land. Video game-esque style plot line. Could tell they didn't take too much time in the meeting rooms when they came up with this plot. Another thing I don't like about Scarlett Johansson's character, as she comes to meet Duncan, who is played by Mahershala Ali, who I really like in these movies, didn't like his character that much in this movie at all either. It's weird. Like, these scenes with Scarlett Johansson, she has scenes where she's talking with Duncan, and there's, like, sexual tension going on between them. Like, you think they want to be lovers. There's sexual tension between her and the scientist museum guy. And it's like, every character she's with, she, like, tries to play to her sex appeal, and it's annoying. It doesn't fit, like, her character. Like, she's supposed to be a badass mercenary. You wouldn't think she'd be like this. And let's not talk about, as we get to the ocean and we come to the first of our boss battles, they got to go after the mosasaur and get DNA from the mosasaur. While they're on the boat, Scarlett Johansson and Duncan are having a talk. Duncan's talking about her mission where he heard she'd lost somebody and he knows it's weighing heavy on her. We get a scene where these two try to one-up each other the whole time and talk about how sucky their lives are. She's crying because she lost a team member. Duncan's down in the dumps because him and his wife or his girlfriend split because they lost their child. And they're just trying to one-up each other the whole time. This whole scene was so awkward. It was horrible character building. I didn't like it at all. Now, around this time, we get introduced to a family. A father, his 2 daughters, and one of the daughter's boyfriends are sailing the waters. They're trying to sail like this gap between two lands, and I can't remember what the channel or whatever it's called. Father stated he's done it multiple times, but there's a huge emphasis on this movie. The guy who's from Big Pharma wanting to make all the money says they cannot get caught. It's very illegal what they're doing. You're not allowed to go travel around these areas near these islands because they're like quarantined. All of a sudden, we got Sailboat Steve over here with his daughters just in infested waters. No government patrols anywhere to make sure nobody's out there. And they get attacked by the mosasaur. It's a scary scene. Like, the ocean's a scary place. I thought it was cool. But these characters from the family, not a big fan of. The boyfriend at first, I could not stand. But later on, he grew on me just a little bit. But he's in there for forced comedic relief. And I'm telling you, they force it. It's almost like Marvel-style humor they try putting in this movie. A movie where you're surviving for your life against dinosaurs. There's not much in there that needs to be for humor. So we get our big first boat scenes in the trailers. You get the Spinosaurus showing up with the Mosasaur, and they're working with the Mosasaur. That was cool. That whole sequence I thought was really cool. Some of the way the Spinosaurus has attacked the boat and then working with the Mosasaur, well done. The animals look great. There's a scene where Scarlett Johansson's hanging off the edge because Mosasaur almost knocks her off, and he's like just barely breaching the top of the water, and you see his eye looking at her. That was a really cool visual. The movie looks beautiful. Then we come up to our next dump scene when they finally get on the island, which this takes place quite a bit in the movie. You're almost 30-40 minutes in before we get to the main island. And this is a huge problem, and we will talk about it later. And you could probably already guess, if you've seen the movie, what I'm going to be nitpicking about. So our boat goes into shallow water. Duncan brings it into shallow water. They lost a couple people from the attack. This is a very stupid point I need to bring up about the attack on the water. These are mercenaries. We have one weapon to defend our whole crew from the dinosaurs. Played by the guy, don't know his name, don't remember what his character's name is in the film. I'm pretty sure he played Ajax in Deadpool 1 as the main villain. He's got this weapon where, like, they can put neurotoxins in these animals, like incapacitate them or kill them in seconds, it says. Dude gets eaten. He's gone. They have a mercenary team. Zero weapons to defend themselves against the wildlife on this island. How stupid, how dumb is that? You know what? Give it a double stupid for that plot point. So we get marooned on this beach. No weapons for self-defense. They're trying to pull gear up. The Spinosaurus are shown in the background coming towards the beach. Museum man over here states, Spinosauruses are coming to the beach. We need to leave. All of a sudden, they stop. They stop their hunt. They just go back out in the ocean and do whatever. So what's the whole purpose of that? And then one of the mercenaries gets killed in this very goofy way, and they do this quite a bit in this movie. There's something you see in the background, and they pan the camera to an angle like this person's trying to carry this supply crate or whatever, and it's too heavy for her. She can't do it. So she tries to go to the opposite side. So this dinosaur walks behind the crate. You can't see it because the way how close it is up to the camera, it's blocking. She walks around to the other side. She gets destroyed by this thing. They do this a few times in the movie, and it's very silly. Like, these dinosaurs turn into ninjas and ghosts out of nowhere. Not to mention, like, the way they were playing on the horror aspects, there wasn't much blood in this film. You don't really see it. Now, there are some gruesome deaths in here that are crazy, but they're playing to the children at this point. That's what this franchise has relied itself on, are the kids, because the kids love dinosaurs, and this is where they get all their sales and toys and all their merchandise. That happens. Well, as she's being dragged out to sea, being killed and ripped apart by this thing, the crew runs and tries to save her. And then all of a sudden, the weirdest shot ever, and I was like, what is that? Is that blood? Her blood is coming from the beach, but they're like way away from where she initially got like bit and dragged from. And it's like, where did that blood come from? It's so wild. It was just a weird editing thing. Not that big of a gripe, because I have plenty more coming with this film. Now we get these scenes where we're focusing back on the family. It's like 2 storylines in this. That's 4. It's like 2 storylines in this. We got the mercenaries and Scarlett Johansson's team doing their video game quests, and then we got the family trying to survive and find the facility where they said they can go to. And there's a plot point where there's a helicopter that'll be coming at a certain time of night to make sure they're alive and don't pick them up. Well, the father apparently hurts his knee really bad in the boat attack. States it, says he can't really move, can't walk, I'm pretty sure is what I heard. I could be wrong. So he's having a hard time. All of a sudden, the dad who just like tore up his knee, can't move, can't walk, is swimming fine, helping the youngest daughter swim. And all of a sudden, I kid you not, was walking perfectly fine in some scenes. And then it's almost like the studios, the actor, and the director forgot, oh, he hurt his knee. Now all of a sudden he starts limping and he's got to get like this walking stick. I noticed it and I was like, man, they don't care. They're not paying attention. And that aggravated me. So we come to this portion of the film where the family has been following pipes. That's the whole thing. They follow pipes to get to this, this facility for safety. They fall asleep, like in every Jurassic Park scene. There's like a scene where somebody's falling asleep, and this is where our exposition comes in. The father starts to acknowledge and respect the boyfriend because he jumped in after his daughter to save her in the water. Boyfriend, our comic relief, hey, he's got to go take a leak. Dude goes to take a leak, and the only scene we get of velociraptors is two raptors stalking him as he's going to the bathroom, and then they get attacked by like a flying pterodactyl or something. One of them gets killed, the other runs off. This is the only scene in the whole movie we get freaking velociraptors. And there is a scene in the teasers and the trailer where you hear a noise and some guy goes, tell me they're not velociraptors. And like the scientist or something goes, they're velociraptors. That's the only scene we get. 5 seconds worth of screen time. And again, it was a stupid forced comedic humor thing. Oh, he's gonna pee, he's gonna get eaten. Duh. Ridiculous. Didn't like it. And then one of the dumbest things that happens in this film is the girl the younger girl, she doesn't like to talk. She's very shy. This little like baby dinosaur comes in. It's to play to the cuteness, and it's going to sell lots of plushies, I'm sure. Girl feeds the dinosaur. Dinosaur sleeps with her, becomes her companion. She starts opening up a little more. But it doesn't add to the storyline, really. And what happens later in the film with this thing is just ridiculous. So we get to our scene where this might not be in chronological order. I'm trying to piece together everything, but we get a very cool scene, probably the best scene in the whole film, and we've seen it in the trailer. I wish they didn't spoil it in the trailer. The T-Rex raft scene. That's the portion of the T-Rex chasing him in the water was cool, ripped right out of the book from what I've heard. It was terrifying. It was very cool, visually stunning, and just very creepy. That's what we wanted in this film. But the way this transpires is stupid. The older daughter sees a raft, or like a little boat that they can use. She goes across this water. There's a corpse of a dead dinosaur that's been eaten. And then she turns around and you happen to notice this T-Rex laying in sleeping in tall grass. Kind of creepy at that point. She goes in making all sorts of noise that doesn't wake up the T-Rex. Like a swarm of bats fly out, screeching, whatever. T-Rex, just does its little roll, continue to go to sleep. She's trying to bring out this giant inflatable raft beside the T-Rex that's maybe 15 feet away at this point. Dad is telling her, don't do it, don't pull the raft, that thing's sleeping. Like, common sense would prevail at this point. What does she do? Pulls the raft, it makes a bunch of noise. Now the T-Rex wakes up. Now the most unbelievable thing happens. The way the raft opens up, you've seen them in cartoons, it blows up, it floats up real quick, floats back down. As the T-Rex gets up, it walks towards her. The raft blocks the T-Rex vision, basically like this. And it's gone. The T-Rex is hidden behind an anthill of a hill compared to this thing. And everybody's like, oh, where'd the T-Rex go? She gets the water in the raft trying to hurry up. And then, there's old T-Rexy. Comes around the bend because it wants to take the scenic route before trying to eat this girl. And then we get a raft scene. That scene's cool. But near the end of this sequence, something so ridiculous. Like, if Walmart carries this brand of raft, you need to go get it now if you enjoy being on the river. The youngest daughter is under this raft. The T-Rex knows she's under. It tries impaling the raft with its jaw, its teeth. This raft doesn't pop, doesn't get ripped, no battle damage or whatever to this thing. Girl's completely fine. The thing even puts the raft in its mouth at one point and it's chomping down on it. Nothing happens to the raft. It's crazy. The best raft ever made. Go buy like a stockpile of them and sell them for double on eBay. These things are insane. Next we have I think it's called the Titanosaur. These things with the giant crazy long tails. And again, this movie does something stupid. We're walking in tall grass. I was hoping, maybe we'll have another Velociraptor scene because of tall grass, paying homage to, Jurassic Park, The Lost World Jurassic Park, whatever the second one with Jeff Goldblum is called. And these things are massive. You don't see them anywhere besides When they're walking through the tall grass, Scarlett Johansson looks, and all of a sudden, a bit of its tail starts coming out. This little slope they're hidden behind, and all of a sudden it's like this massive, I don't know how tall these freaking things are, like 300 feet, if not more. Then now they pop up. Now the interaction between that species was cool. There's a scene where like the male and female they look like they about to, yeah, they about to get it on. But it's cool the way their tails are wrapping, intertwining. It's a cool scene. Scarlett Johansson completely CBs the male dinosaur by shooting the thing they need to get the blood in its neck. And then camera pans just a little around this bend, and there's like hundreds of these things. Meanwhile, 5 seconds ago, you couldn't see anything. What? 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 What is nice about this scene is John Williams' score comes into play, and this is where they prey on your nostalgia, basically, in these films. They play the OG theme songs, the na 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 na. That's great, brings the nostalgia back. It's just a way for you to like be distracted from this film not being very good. Next we got our 2 bosses done. We got one more, the final one. The big whatever this bird thing is called, I can't remember. It's supposedly the size of an F-18. We have a cool plot point where like there's this ancient Mayan like temple where this thing is laying its nest and has eggs. It looked cool when we get to the scene. They're rappelling down the wall, they get in here, and all of a sudden this temple is like nothing comes about it, even though they try making a plot point like, what is this thing? And they're trying to dig into what is this temple, what was this all about, and they just scrap it. That thing is there for stairs for Duncan and whoever else to run down the stairs after they escape this bird. It's like, okay. And then one of the most unbelievable things happen. Our museum man falls from an incredible height. He gets saved by what? A couple banana tree leaves, falls into water, nothing. Dude just gets up, takes it like a champ. It's like he just rolled out of the comfiest bed in the world. Nothing happened to him. Crazy. The giant block that fell down with him that was like pretty much following him, that came apart from the wall, doesn't land anywhere. There's no danger of him being hit. And then we got a funny scene because haha, his little thing that he got the blood from the egg is floating down all nice and soft while he, you know, took a crazy fall and had nothing happen to him. No broken bones, no nothing. Then we finally, after all this time, we get to the facility that the D-Rex was originally created in. D-Rex still hasn't been seen at this point. There's like, what? I want to say maybe 30 minutes left in this film at this point, maybe a little bit less. We get a scene where we have some of the mutated raptors or whatever they were supposed to be. They look like giant chickens with a dinosaur head on them. They can fly and stuff. Whatever. We have a completely ripped off gas station scene from the second Jurassic Park. But only this time, whoever works at Frito-Lay must have just stockpiled this gas station, because the snack selection in this scene is pristine. Frito-Lay, whoever company, must have put every product they have sold within the last 10 years in this gas station. None of it's moldy. None of it looks bad. Everything else in the gas station looks like crap, except for the snack selections on the shelves. Crazy. Raptors chase them in there. All of a sudden, the little dinosaur that the girl had that ran away during the T-Rex scene at the raft somehow magically pops up miles away in this gas station eating food. And then we're reunited. Yay, more plushies. And this scene tries to pay homage and rip from Jurassic Park 1, the ending Velociraptor scene in the kitchen. Doesn't do it as well. There's some creepy parts, some cool like stalking cat and mouse games in here. It's whatever. Then a little bit after this, we finally get a hint of the D-Rex. When Duncan and the museum man are in the facility, this thing walks by. At the same time, the helicopter's coming to see if they're alive. We get a cool scene where museum man goes and tries to signal the helicopter, signals, they come back. Looks like the helicopter's coming towards him, but there's a bunch of smoke and clouds around, and it wasn't really the helicopter. The D-Rex caught it while it was in the smoke and was already like munching on it and destroying it. That was pretty cool. The imagery in that scene was cool. D-Rex, I think, looks cool in general. And then we get our scene where the D-Rex is chasing Duncan, museum man. The raptor things are chasing Scarlett and the other family in these tunnels. We end up converging in this area. And then we get one climactic battle with like the D-Rex and people. And it's the scene here that's shown in this like the background where Duncan's got the flare. Duncan and everybody notices it's attracted to light and then it follows light. Kind of like the T-Rexes did in the first Jurassic Park. And Donkey goes to sacrifice himself for what you think is sacrificing for everybody to escape. That's it with the D-Rex. That's all we get from the D-Rex. There's not one battle in this movie between Dino and Dino. What? You would think that the natural dinosaurs that aren't like mutated and stuff on this island would, I don't know, fight for territory with this D-Rex, even though I'm pretty sure the D-Rex probably overpower him like crazy and is the dominant species. But you would think there would be some like tension between these other species because they're like, what are you? Nothing like that. And then in this point in the film, after Scarlett Johansson and the museum guy, there's a spark between them, you know, they might become lovers or whatever. She has a change of heart. They go to give the cure to everybody for free. She wants to be a good person. She's a mercenary, Spec Ops mercenary, has a change of heart. Spec Ops mercenaries with no gun. This movie was such a disappointment. Another dumb plot point that I missed, going back to the weapons, our guy from Big Pharma is walking, and out of nowhere, this is early, like in the middle of the film, a helicopter is destroyed. Been destroyed for years, it looks like. The crew in there are complete skeletons. Pops up out of nowhere as he's walking. You don't see it while he's walking. It's just magically hanging above him. And all of a sudden, we have a product placement for Glock. This beautiful silver Glock is just hanging out of this pilot's hand. Again, no wear and tear whatsoever. Pristine condition, like you just got it shipped to you. And that's how we get one weapon in the film for the mercenaries to try to defend themselves against the dinosaurs. How stupid. Completely idiotic. So going to my review of this film, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give this, if I gave 28 Years Later, which I think is a better film, a 5, I'm going to have to go ahead. This is below average. I'm going to give Jurassic World Rebirth a 4. Tough movie. I was looking forward to it. Wanted some horror aspects. I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan. Really liked them. But the last 3 films have not been good. And this time, they got to stop. Like, just pull the plug on this franchise. There's nothing else they can do. It's over. Stop. Please don't make any more. You are just tarnishing this franchise at this point. If you went and unfortunately saw this movie in theater, what did you think? Comment below. Let me know. If you have children, I understand this is a movie for children. They love dinosaurs. I can understand it from that point. But we've had better. This is probably, I want to say, maybe the worst. Oh, no, I won't say. It's probably the second worst film in this franchise behind Dominion. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Coda's Co. Hey, if you like the content, leave a like, comment below on my videos, subscribe. We're on the path to 500 subscribers. Be a friend, tell a friend. Be a friend, tell a friend. You like this content? Hey, let them know. Come on down to the Cove because the water is fine.